In this episode, we arrive in the historic city of Berat, known as the City of 1,000 Windows, famous for its well-preserved traditional Ottoman houses, Byzantine architecture, and Illyrian culture, its centuries-long tolerance between the Christian, Muslim, and Jewish religions, and its impressive castle, whose streets are still inhabited to this day. After spending time in Berat, visiting an old friend, he recommends us to visit a local winery to experience sustainable tourism and sample its locally produced wine, Rakia, and foods, before following the Osum River, which flows through the city into the famous Osum Canyon.
Hello everyone, we're coming to you from Albania, a beautiful city of Berat. As you remember from our last video, we're staying in this gorgeous hotel, courtesy of our good friend Isuf. I think we're going to be here for a couple of days and we've got a few little plans and we're going to let you in on them now.
So he's arranged for us today to go and visit a local winery up in these beautiful mountains, to meet one of his friends there, learn a bit about the local wine production and all the local foods and stuff that they produce in the area as well.
So that's our first plan, and we're going to have to just kind of wait and see, play it by ear for what else we're going to be doing, because the weather's a bit hit and miss at the minute. We're getting like 20-degree days and we're getting like horrible wind and rain and snow and all sorts, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. So we're certainly going to go straight to the winery now, and then we're just going to have to see what we can do after. So let's get going.
Just 15 kilometres from the centre of Berat lies the village of Roshnik, surrounded by rolling hills and overlooked by the imposing Tomor mountain. This village has been in gradual decline for many years. With younger locals leaving the area for work, many houses now lie dormant. A local winemaking family are working tirelessly to change the fortunes of the village by establishing a sustainable restaurant and guest house alongside producing wine and rakia. We arrived in Roshnik, where we were met by the owners of the winery and commenced the tour with our host, Ardit. We started with a tour of the vineyards, which unfortunately at this time of year had no fruit. But still we were given an interesting tour by Ardit, who told us how his grandfather had obtained several hectares of land in 1991 after the fall of communism in Albania. Having studied at the Agricultural University of Tirana, he knew how to put the land to good use and began growing grapes and producing wine. Most particular of all is the white wine they produce from the Pulias grape, which is only grown in the area of Roshnik at altitudes above 400 metres. On their land, the Fishka family also grow a variety of fruits and vegetables, including pomegranates, tomatoes, olives, and the sweetest figs in all of Albania. They even keep their own bees and are almost entirely self-sufficient. We were shown around the family's restaurant, which cooked up traditional Albanian meals using only ingredients that were either grown on their land or produced by the residents of the village. We admired the sustainability of their business and the beautiful decor of the restaurant, which was also where the rakia was produced in copper vats.
After the harvesting, we dig the grapes for 1 week for fermenting, the sugar turned to the alcohol, and to take the alcohol from the grapes, we put here inside, making a fire with wood. We use the wood and we wait for the temperature to go up to take the alcohol from the grapes. The first alcohol comes in the low temperature is methanol. That is bad alcohol, and we throw 5 liters on this barrel because it's bad for eye and makes you blind. And after the methanol comes the ethanol and the good alcohol. Comes like 65% of alcohol, the first alcohol, and after goes low until it goes in zero. So we mix all together, and the raki comes 46% of alcohol. And we wait for 5 hours to finish with this barrel. This is 500 liters, one barrel, and this is 600. Here we make our raki also The other farmers, they want to produce Rakia. They don't make a fire and the mess at home, so they bring the grapes to us, and they go at home just with Rakia. They don't do the mess there, because here they can finish their Rakia for one day, not like home with 15 liters barrels making every day for 1 month. Here they make for one day.
We were led on to the bottling plant, where we were shown how the wine was fermented, bottled, and then corked, as well as the extensive range of wines and spirits they brewed. We then moved on to the farmhouse, where the family had recently begun hosting guests due to popular demand from their wine tours. It was here, in the family's beautiful sunny garden, that we moved on to the wine tasting, the part we'd most been looking forward to.
We're starting with the white wine we produce. It's made from the pullets grape that grow only in this village. It's a unique wine you can find only here.
So as well as this delicious wine from the winery, we've got like a selection of all the local foods here, and everything here is grown in the village. So we've got like the walnuts, the hazelnuts, we've got some Roshnik figs, which are the sweetest figs in the Balkans. They're up to 75% sugar and they just taste like sweets. And we've got this lovely local goat's cheese here, and of course some hand-picked olives with it.
We're at Alpeta winery here, and we produce two types of wines. The red one is Merlot and Cabernet, a blended wine with 65% Merlot and 35% Cabernet. The white one is a wine made from the pullets grape that grows only in this village. It's autochthone grape that you can find only here. After the communism, my grandfather started growing the grapes, and now we own 6 hectares with grapes. Also, we buy the best grapes of other farmers around of the village.
Time to try the red. We've got a slight little confession to make here, in the fact that we've never actually done any wine tasting before, and we're not massive wine drinkers, but I really enjoyed that wine, so time to try the red. Is this how you do it?
Sniff it.
Smells good. So what's the story behind the peppers?
The story behind pepper is when my grandfather started working on the vineyards. He took the lunch on the backpacker, and my grandfather started putting some food, some tomatoes, some peppers, cheese and butter for his lunch, and a bottle of water. When my grandmother wasn't in the kitchen, he changed the water with Rakia. When he opened the lunch on the fields to eat with other farmers, he showed to them the Rakia. And they said how to drink. One of them said sipping from the bottle, and he said no, we can cut the peppers like this and fill it with the Rakia, because they were ready to make a toast we call doli in Albania. It's traditional. Well, they finished all the bottle of Rakia. They came it back at home drunk, and the woman started to yell to him, "How did you get drunk? You were in the fields, not in the bar." And now we do with all the people coming to our winery.
We've drunk a lot of Rakia on this trip, but certainly not like this before.
Gazua.
Gazua.
Gazur.
Gazua.
And you can eat the pepper. Not too much.
Not too much? Oh,
It's a small glass.
The sun began to set just as we said goodbye to our wonderful hosts. We'd had a great afternoon tasting the wine and Rakia produced here. It was now time to leave and make our way back to Berat before embarking on our next adventure.
Well, we've just left the winery. It was really interesting today to see the whole process, to see the vineyards and to see the wine and how it's bottled and corked and labelled and everything. And we also had a really nice bit of wine tasting. I've actually had a little bit too much, I think, and a little bit too much Rakia as well, so Lucy's going to be driving us home because I am a little bit worse for wear now. They also gave us a lovely bottle of their wine here and a lovely bottle of the Rakia, so we'll be tucking into that for sure. Lovely, lovely place to see, really interesting to see how it's all done, and we're going to go home quite happy today and quite merry as well. Hope you've enjoyed the experience as well. Well, we had a lovely time at the winery yesterday. I don't feel hungover today, which is a pleasant surprise and a bit of a relief. Feel quite fresh-faced after staying in this lovely hotel for 2 nights now. I think that's us done here though, we're just about ready to leave. Unfortunately, it's so comfortable here we could just stay here forever, quite frankly, but we've had one last shower this morning and now we're going to hit the road again. Our friend Isuf has recommended to go to a waterfall nearby. I've forgotten the name of it, but I will tell you on the way. So I think we're going to head over there and hopefully find somewhere to stay around that area for the night and check out the scenery. Let's go.
We'd enjoyed a lovely 2 nights relaxing in our friend's hotel in the centre of Berat. Beautifully renovated traditional style house, which still retained many of its original features, the likes of which Berat was famous for. You can check out the hotel and the tours Isuf provides via the links in the description below. We left the city of Berat behind us and began to follow the Osum River upstream towards the town of Bogova, where we would stop off and visit a waterfall of the same name.
So we've just arrived in the village of Bogova and it's about a 40-minute walk to the waterfalls, so we're just going to head up there now. Let's go.
The death of hope, gone to waste. Lost my taste for believing.
We seem to have picked up a little friend from one of the villages down below. Just a little kid who's offered to show us the path up to the waterfalls. Bless him. He's a lot healthier than we are, he's miles ahead of me. Putting me to shame as usual. Goodness me. This is safe, isn't it? Massive landslide up there. And we're just walking across some kind of makeshift path with a pipe spraying water at me. What could go wrong here, eh? Nearly there now. Our stabiliser's just died, so apologies that the shots are going to get a lot more shaky from now on. But we're just about at the end of the hike. This little boy is absolutely flown across here. I'm out of breath now. I can barely walk and talk at the same time. Anyway, I think I can hear it. Let's go take a look.
Well, we've arrived at the beautiful and mysterious Bogova Waterfall. It's absolutely gorgeous. Apparently it plunges a distance of around 20 metres into these crystal clear blue pools, and in the summer you can swim here, but seeing as it's minus temperatures in this valley right now, I don't think I fancy it today.
The sky is grey, the sun is grey, my skin is grey in places.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, we've just stopped by this awesome little riverbed because we just couldn't resist it. Just up here is the main road, and we were just driving along here and we spotted this place and we thought we've got to stay, we've got to come and park up here. It's a little bit windy today, so I think we are going to kind of hold off doing any major filming like drone work and stuff until tomorrow. Hopefully it's a little bit better then. So we've been driving about 30 kilometers south of Berat And we've got another 10 kilometers or so until we get to the start of the canyon, the Osumi Canyon. So I think we're just gonna probably just chill out here today, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy a little bit of nature, and start filming properly tomorrow.
People pass, they are grey. I don't even see their faces.
Good morning and welcome to the Osum Canyon.
Cliff walks, the fragile edge, fragile eggshell hits the ledge, cracks on impact, stresses end. For a while you're in denial.
Well guys, we've just stopped off at this viewpoint on the road here, and from here you can really see just how amazing this canyon is. It is 26 kilometers long, up to 35 meters wide and 80 meters deep in places. But I think to really appreciate it, we're going to have to send the drone up to show you guys just how awesome this place is.
The canyon was carved out over many millions of years by the flowing waters of the Osum River, which have created many caves and gorges along its walls. The water, now a shallow stream in winter, gushes with melted snow water during the spring. At up to 80 meters deep in places, it's no wonder that the area has been nicknamed the Grand Canyon of Albania. Many suspension bridges run over the canyon, offering both beautiful vantage points and crossings for shepherds and their animals. One bridge in particular is the Kabashi Bridge, built in 1640 by a famous architect in typical Ottoman style, which is still standing to this day without any renovations made over the nearly 400-year period it has stood. This impressive canyon is surrounded on all sides by equally impressive gorges, caves, and mountains, the tallest being the famous Tomor Mountain, the site of an annual religious pilgrimage from the city of Berat.
Well, we were just having a look around the viewpoint and we couldn't help but notice this massive hole in the ground. No barriers around it, as per usual in Albania. And apparently it's called the Bride's Hole because, according to a legend, there was once a bride in this area who was forced into an arranged marriage in which she was deeply unhappy, and she begged her relatives to take her home, but they ignored her. So she came to this rock and she started praying to the rock that the ground would swallow her up because she was so unhappy in her life. And then the rock opened up a huge hole in the ground, the bride climbed into it and escaped, and apparently lived happily ever after. And now since then many brides have been coming here. They wear their wedding dress on backwards, they climb into the hole, take the dress off, put it on the right way around and climb out, and this is supposed to bring them good fortune and a baby. Well guys, we've had an amazing time exploring the Osum Canyon today. It's such a beautiful area of Albania, and I just can't believe that we missed this whole area out last time we came here. It is stunning.
It's gorgeous here, yeah.
So we hope you've enjoyed exploring it with us too, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Got the jail pallor cause I've been inside. I ain't seen nothing of the sweet sunshine.